You are a tax person. Do you think we will be able to achieve the target given to, especially the Ghana Revenue Authority? 2021, they are looking at domestically raising some 70 thereabout. Is it possible? You're looking at the fact that we are just coming out of COVID.
Let's look at the numbers so that it's not like, if you look at, let's look
16.7 of GDP.
No, wait a minute. Yes, 16.7. We'll come to the percentage of GDP. But if you go back to 2020, right, the estimate was about 63 billion.
Was revised to about 55.
Wait a minute, yes. So yes. You are moving ahead. So 63, COVID came in, was revised to 55.
Yes.
What is the provisional actual? The provisional actual is around 55.
Okay.
Right. The mid-year review said that we're going to go back to about 65 or 67 again. So the 70 is another 3 billion more.
More, exactly.
Right. Now, the highest total revenue, that accrues to the government was 17.3% in 2015. Mm-hmm. The percentage of GDP, tax revenue to GDP, I think the highest was about 13% or so.
Yeah.
I believe that's as far back as 2014 or 20, if you take the rebasing. Since then, we have been hovering around 12%, lower than 13%, right? So if all of a sudden you say you are going to do 17%, it takes countries 3 or 4 years, to achieve a 3 percentage point.
But you're saying that in 2020 they did about 14.3%.
That's why I'm giving you the numbers. I mean, that's what, the approach I'm adopting.
Is it realistic?
Excuse me. Yes, okay, I'm leaving some of the conclusion, to the viewer. I'm giving them I'm saying that we have never been able to achieve 13%. All of a sudden, we want to add 3 percentage points. We have not been able to achieve 3%, even when times were good. 15%, even when the times were good. When we had 3 oil fields, when we could have used that to boost the economy, right? Now, as you said, you are in a downturn, right? And you want to do 70 billion. It's near impossible. Unless, of course, you discover maybe another oil field, and tax holidays are not a major issue because, in the initial days, they don't, and maybe you get money from royalties and you get money from, So unless there's some external factor, or unless there's such a ramp up of, let's say, crude oil prices to the levels that we saw, $90 per barrel, $100 per barrel, right, which will have its expenditure effects, but at least bring revenue to the PRMA, right, through the ABFA, yes, the one that goes to the budget. Okay. You may be achieving corporate income taxes and the rest.
Okay.
Those are the conditions. But I don't think that, and there were no indications of that in the budgets, I stand for correction. The way in which this was going to be done was through tax administration, improvement in tax administration, especially the tax identification number, which would also be the national identification number. The tax processes start with registration, right? And so, but there were no announcements as to what is going to be done for filing and payment, what is going to be done to strengthen audits, what is going to be done, to strengthen investigations, what is going to be done, to retrieve money from those who are owing. And mind you, we're in COVID, businesses suffered. And we're rather giving them a dispensation to pay. It would sound draconian all of a sudden to go and be closing shops and all this.
Okay, let's...
Yes. So I'm saying this is for the target.